All right. While we're waiting on Miro to give me the go, the order's going to be April, Dustin, Kyle, Faye, and then Darren. Cool. Okay. All right. Hey, Darren, if you want, go ahead and hit the record. That way,
5, 4,
Victoria has some stuff
3,
to play with and Miro
2,
does.
1.
Recording in progress.
We'll bring everybody's heads over. Good to go. All right, here comes the fun.
Breathe.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to breathe. If I fall out, that's why, because I forgot to breathe. Just tell me, remember to breathe, Billy, remember to breathe. I'll get up. All right, here we go. I think we're ready. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Market in Minutes, brought to you by 3T Academy. I'm your host, Billy, and I'll be taking you through today's top market stories and analysis. Today's show is proudly hosted by Double Bottom Trades, where we bring you the latest in trading strategies and techniques. So before we get in the market and get some money today and get that bread, we need some motivation just like we do every day. So with that, we're going to go to Lady A. What do you have for us, fam?
All right. Good morning, everyone. This morning's motivation for April 24th, 2023 is: once you understand the power of your presence, you just won't be anywhere.
As usual, one more again.
Once you understand the power of your presence, you won't just be anywhere.
That's facts, man. But you don't know the power of your presence until you love yourself. Once you learn how to love yourself, you realize how powerful you are and what your presence can really do. That was a good one, yeah. You ain't gonna just kick it with anybody. Promise you. All right, you ready to get this started, man? Let's see what the market is telling us this morning. I'll try to keep everyone's heads on the screen so the whole world can see what we're doing. All right. Oops, over. Shorten it out a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're going to go over a couple things first. I'm going to check out the fear and greed index. We're sitting at a 65, so there should be some volume in the market. There should be some movement. As long as you have a catalyst with a press release with a decent float size, you should be able to make some money today. Just remember, stay to your discipline, stick to your plan, and you should be all right. So there should be some volume there to trade. Let's go check out FinViz. Let me slide this over a little bit. So you can see the Dow is up 22 points, or 22%. NASDAQ's up 12.9. S&P is up 3. You can see they all cracked this was resistance, trying to confirm support at this time, about the 33.8 in this area. The NASDAQ was trying to confirm. Once it got through, couldn't hold it. Now it's going to confirm again about the 12.060. We'll see. It does have a trend down. If you take from the tops to the candles, it does have a slight trend. We'll see if that can hold up. It also has a trend, like it had a trend to the upside, confirmed a doji star, and then a gravestone right here. We'll see if that can hold up. We have a red hammer. We'll see if that wick to the upside, how big that's going to be. I haven't actually looked in Thinkorswim yet, so I don't know what we're really sitting at. So it's going to be a surprise for me when we open it up too. I do believe the S&P is sitting below, but we'll check it. Same thing across the board, man. We had some support resistance that we were trying to get past on the 41.30. You can see it tested it a bunch of times, couldn't get through. Once it went through, it couldn't hold it. Came back down. Now we're going to test it again and see if we're going to be able to get above this resistance and stay resistant or stay as support, but it's got to confirm it. We'll see what it does. If you take a trend line from this candle all the way up, just pretend that you have a line here going all the way through here. Matter of fact, hey, I'll just draw this one. Please hold. If we take a line from here, oops. It sure looks like a trend line to me. Same thing here. Sure looks like a trend line to me. Same thing here. Sure looks like a trend line. So trend lines are just like support and resistance and everything else. As long as it's on the top side, it's going to be support. Once it cracks and goes to the bottom side, every time it goes back up, where did it stop? Right at the trend line. Where did it stop? Right at the trend line. When this opens up the market, it'll be interesting to see if there was a wick or something touching up there. But until this gets back above it, this uptrend is now going to be acting as resistance. When we put our plan together today, if nothing's really popping off and there's really no catalyst or news release and we just can't find the volume, go back and check some of the top gainers that we had: EYPT, MGRX, PRST, BANL, ICVX, TNYA. Just go and check those and see when the press release was, or if they have one. You might have some carryover for this week, and maybe you can get some volume and make some trades. So then, let's see, before we get into the SPY, we'll do the morning squawk, and then we'll get through the news. We'll go through Dustin, Kyle, and the whole clan to get our news out. Let me just a second. There it is. Oops, I gotta start drawing. Stop drawing. There we go. Clear drawings. Get to drawing on the screen. Can't take it off. All right, let's go see what the market's talking about. All right, Monday, April 24th. Morning squawk, tripped up. All streaks need to come to an end. The Dow closed last week in the red, breaking a run of 4 consecutive weeks of wins. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ also finished last week down. Investors are trying to get a hold on where the economy is headed, particularly since the Federal Reserve has signaled it would slow down its rate hiking plans. This week should bring more data points for the markets to digest. First quarter GDP numbers are expected, as is a huge slate of major corporate earnings. It's going to be interesting because if they're not going to do the rate hikes, that means inflation is going to start to go up a little bit. That's the only reason. That's the only way we can get the cost of goods down and slow the economy down a little bit is with that. But if we're starting to print money again, that's going to be a whole different thing. But we'll see how that plays out. We'll wait till the actual event happens. Tech leads a huge earnings week. I really don't play earnings that much. For those that do or want to, you absolutely can. Just make sure you're watching the schedule. This is your week if it's earnings. If you're an earnings geek, several major companies, including tech mega caps such as Meta and Amazon, are on deck. Coca-Cola kicked off things Monday morning, while First Republic Bank, which is at the center of recent banking crisis, is set to post results after the bell Monday afternoon. This week should also get a taste of how restaurant companies are doing as consumers contend with high inflation. There's a look at several of the big names set report this week. Tuesday, we have General Motors, McDonald's, Pepsi Company, UPS, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Chipotle. I will say McDonald's should have a pretty decent earnings, but we'll see how that goes. Wednesday, you have Boeing, Norfolk Southern, Meta, Mattel after the bell. Thursday, you're going to have American Airlines, Eli Lilly, Merrick, Comcast before the bell, and Amazon, Intel after the bell. Like I said, I really don't play earnings too much. It's not that I don't. It's not that I have anything against it. It's just something that I don't do. Kind of stick in my lane and stay in my lane. But if it's something you want to learn, by all means, try it out. So we have down here, NBC Universal CEO Shell exits. The Jeff Shell reign at NBC Universal came to a sudden end Sunday. The results of an investigation into inappropriate relationship the now former CEO had with a woman in the company. Shell admitted that he had the relationship, saying he deeply regrets it. According to the company's statement, CEO Brian Roberts and President Mike Cavanaugh of parent company Comcast said in an internal email, "You should count on your leaders to create a safe and respectful workplace." Cavanaugh will run things at NB Universal, which also owns CNBC for the time being, but he wasn't named interim CEO. Shell's exit is the second shocking media world CEO departure in the past 6 months, following Bob Chapek's November firing at Disney, which allowed Bob Iger to return. It also comes at a pivotal time when NBC Universal, as it tries to make its Peacock streaming service profitable while banking on big film release such as the Super Mario Brothers movie. I really want to go see that. And the upcoming Fast X and Oppenheimer. I really don't want to see that. But Coke reports earnings. We're not going to go over that. Bed Bath & Beyond, there's no sense in going over that. We've been talking about Bed Bath & Beyond forever. We knew they were going to go down. It was just trying to figure out, was this a maneuver for them to go to like e-commerce and go to more online? But they're shutting down, the majority of their brick and mortars. It's going to affect a lot of people. We've been saying for a while, the layoffs are coming, the company changes are happening. They're going to start really trimming the fat, and the same thing's going to happen. Just like I know you guys heard about McDonald's, not CEOs, but high level people being forced out. That was across the board, man. It was anyone that was close to retirement, anyone that had a really high salary bonus that was really not doing anything that they could get a lower paid individual or position to do. Same thing they're doing across the board. So it's no shock. I think that's it for the news. Dustin, you in here, fam? Anybody see D?
I think he's here, but I think he had to take off for a minute, brother.
I know. Kyle, can you fill us in on Bitcoin, fam? And we'll come back.
Yeah, so we broke a key level of support, the 28.5. Look for it to go sideways here for the next few days. Right now, we're like in a kind of like an accumulation zone that we were once in before. And then if you look at the MACD on the daily, I feel like we're going to trade sideways for the next few days before we pull out of this. Another major level of support would be this top trend line. So look around like 25,900. And then if your MA 89 is also sitting around 25,400. So look at if that gets cracked, and then we'll be on another leg down. But I think that it should hold. There's kind of a lot of support off this trend line right here. So as long as that trend line holds, I think we'll be all right. And I think it's going to trade sideways though for a few days before we see it recover.
Nice, bro. Nice. Appreciate the heads up. Let's go over and check out what's going on with gold this week and gold and silver. There's a lot of crazy things happening in the world, so we want to make sure we know what that's at. Can you tell us?
So we've got spot gold at 1981.42 US and spot silver at 25.04 US. We've got someone in here from Turkey, so I'm going to give the spot price in Turkish lira. Now listen to this. It's spot gold is 38,451 lira. Spot silver is 485.90. So talk about currency devaluation.
Wow.
It would be interesting to hear Haro, is that his name? Haro's perspective on that.
What's your perspective on that, Haro?
Oh, the Turkish lira, it's devaluating the last 10 years at least. When I came to this country, 1 euro made 2 lira 20, and now 1 euro makes 21 lira. So the last 10 years, it's dropped 10 times as much.
Wow.
Okay, so that there is evidence.
Is really high.
Go ahead, Faye. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying that there is evidence of how gold is a good insurance against inflation, right? It's wealth insurance.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those who are wanting, go ahead, Faye. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have another piece of interesting information as well. Cointelegraph released an article yesterday, and it reads Zimbabwe's central bank to issue gold-backed digital currency. So they're issuing a new currency, which is completely digital. They can trade in their paper money in for the digital form, and it's going to be backed by gold.
Wow.
More evidence. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. That's great info. Great info. If you guys want to know, if you want like physical gold and silver in your hand, reach out to Faye. She has her license. She's good to go. She can do in America, Canada. So if you want to get actual physical gold in your hand or even learn about it, go check my girl out, Faye. And if you really want to learn more, go check out Cato's Corner. They did an amazing interview together. So go check out his channel. Great content, bro. I'm proud of you. And Faye, you
Thank
too.
you.
I know it's uncomfortable, but you did a hell of a job, girl. You did a hell of a job.
Yeah, you did awesome. I'm really proud of you.
You did. All right.
Thank you.
Got my people killing it out here. Let's see. Oh boy.
Also want to keep in mind the DXY is starting to bounce up.
All right. Yeah. We'll take a look at that when we get into the charting. Dustin, I see you're here, fam. What do we have going on in the market watch calendar? I got it on the
All right. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. So Market Watch today, we don't have any reports coming out on the 24th, but this week we do have a busy report week. So Tuesday coming up, we have our FHFA home price index coming out. We also have our new home sales report. So that'll give us a lot of information on the sales of new homes going on around the country and how our market's looking. Wednesday, we have our durable goods reports and advanced U.S. trade balancing goods. Then Thursday is our big one. GDP report coming out for the first quarter, as well as the initial jobless claims and continuous jobless claims reports. So that's what we have on deck for this week.
Nice. We'll keep a lookout. And we'll be watching Thursday. Dustin's really good about keeping us updated and letting us know what the numbers are. So yeah, bro, it'll be interesting to see what those numbers come out to be. Now let's go check out what the mortgage industry is doing and what we can look for or be interested in seeing, fam. What's going on in the mortgage world? I can't talk this morning. It's Monday. Jesus.
It's all good, brother.
Go ahead, fam. What's going on in the mortgage world?
So over the last 9 months, we've saw a 475 basis point increase in rates. Yeah, and that actually is on what's called the margin index, which affects the interest rates even more. We saw rates basically go from 3% to 8% over the last 9 months. And that's the highest at 8. But what that did is it devastated a lot of local smaller banks. It was like putting a nail in the coffin. We've actually seen a bunch of them teetering on the edge of going out of business and going out of business completely. The other thing that impacted a lot of small banks is we had $1 trillion in deposits just leave the banks when we had all that. Yeah, that's what they're saying was happening. That's what it's looking like. Also, an effect of that, 88 billion in lending that's the figure that is down for the month of March, is what we're seeing. Lending has decreased by 88 billion. That's bank lending, which is a little bit different than what I do. But my lending has also decreased. We're also going to see, we've got another kind of a little bubble coming. Basically 50% of the commercial loans that are held right now, those loans are all held by banks. Banks are the only places that do commercial loans pretty much. And 50% of those commercial loans are going to have to be refinanced at higher rates in the next 2 years. So that's something that's actually going to have another impact. That's not a really good time because of the vacancies that we're seeing, with businesses and stuff like that. So that's going to squeeze that a little bit harder. Now, what we have seen since they started all this in June with the CPI data, consumer price inflation, that went from a high of 9.1 in June of 2022, and it's reportedly down to 5%. So in 9 months, it went from 9.1 to 5%. Yeah, here's something that's really interesting. I think it is, but it's probably not that damn interesting. But because I'm like the nerd with this shit. But they're going to be meeting May 2nd. The FOMC is going to meet May 2nd, and they're saying that there's going to be another rate hike. So we've already went up 4.75%. So the interesting thing about this rate hike is it's going to be an advisory rate hike, and then the FOMC is going to decide if they're going to implement it. So it's not just one that's going to be okay. We're going up a quarter point. They're going to give them They're going to give them the Fed's going to give them the recommendation, and FOMC gets to decide if they want to implement it. Which to me, yeah, that's like I don't know, that's kind of retarded. But I thought it was interesting that they're going to let them have the choice if they want to do it or not, instead of put the
God
put the
forbid we
hammers.
have a plan and we have
Yeah.
a definitive number. This is a plan we're going to do. We're going to execute it this year. God forbid we have.
I know. Now, everybody wants rates to come down, right? But we got to be very careful with what we wish for, because if rates come down, that's going to be the result of a stock market crash or some other devastational freaking thing. So we got to be careful. The thing that would be good would be for us, even if they raise rates another quarter, just let it ride through 2024. Don't have any more rate hikes this year. Let try to let inflation stabilize, which I don't think it has. I think the numbers that they're given are kind of skewed. Yeah, they're fucking straight up bullshit, actually. So, but that way, then in 2024, they can always come back in with more rate hikes if they, instead of crashing the whole damn thing.
That was part of the thing we were talking about before, is them just doing it too hard, too fast, rather than doing that slow burn, little bit, drawing it out. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing I'd have to report is the 10-year Treasury bond is something to watch if you want to watch rates. And the Treasury bond just in March alone went up 10 basis points, and it closed at 3.51%. So when rates were low, it was down like 1.15, to give you some perspective. So, but that's what I got today.
Great info, bro. Great info.
Thank you.
Always great to have that info from the team, man. We try to touch a little bit of every topic. You need to be knowledgeable what's going on around you, whether it be crypto, the mortgage world, gold and silver. Need to be informed in all those areas. And I've been blessed enough to have a team that's way fucking smarter than me. So, all right, so let's get in the SPY and actually look at the chart and see what it's going to do today. We look at the SPY just because it's kind of an overview of the top companies going on right now, and it kind of just gives you an overview of what the market's doing, because the market generally follows. We look at like I said, we just look at the SPY. We're going to go to the Flex Grid. A couple of things that we're seeing right off the bat, man. We're at a 59 on the RSI. That tells me we're a little extended. We do have room to run, but for the most part, we need to come down. If we look across this, my line that I have across, we typically, when we get in this area, we need a pullback. We've had a small one. We'll see if we get that run back up or where we're going to be. If we're looking at the daily chart right now, we're sitting on the 13. We had a nice little pullback, have a wick to the bottom side. Let me zoom in on here real fast. All right. So you can see we've had some movement to the upside. We've tested this 13-day moving average. If this thing starts to crack this 13 moving average, man, I'm gonna put some puts in here, and I'm gonna watch this thing fall. And I'm gonna at least watch it fall to the 409.22. We'll see where we're at right here. Yeah, so we're at the 411, 412. On the minute chart, we've hit these tops. That tells me this is going to be a very significant area of resistance. So I'll be looking to put puts in here at the 412. If we break the 412, 65 area, I'll look to put some calls in about 412.75 and see if I can ride it to the upside. The market is kind of looking a little shitty right now to me. I don't want us to crack. If we crack this 13-day moving average, we are going to see some movement down. You can see we haven't, oops, my bad. We haven't cracked it. Once I can learn how to control my screen and not Jimmy Dean sausage finger this thing, will be on point. All right. Stretch this out. All right. So again, if we crack this 13-day, we haven't cracked it in a while, right? And I'm not talking about a crack like this. I want a body like this. All right. So that means it's gonna go for a little while. I can make some money. We can make some money, really good money, if this starts to crack. But we'll just have to sit and wait and see what it does. On the minute chart right now, we are sitting above the VWAP. Not a lot of volume. Looks normal for the SPY in the morning. I do see an uptrend. The top side here. This one makes sense. That says pattern. This is too steep for me. So this one looks a little more likely. We'll see if we get in this apex and if we can get a dump to the downside. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So for today, just putting it out there. I'm gonna put some calls in. If it breaks the 412.65 area, I'll look to put some calls at 412.75 and see if we can run it to the top. If we start to break the VWAP and get below this trend line, I'll look to put some puts in and see if we can just get stretched out. Anytime we get stretched out from the VWAP, I'm gonna look to put some orders in. And that's a wrap, fam. That's today's morning marketing minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and informative look into the financial markets. Remember to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis by visiting our website at 3T Academy and following us on social media. Big shout out to Miro for taking that, bro. You've been killing it. Big thank you to our host, Double Bottom Trades. That's y'all for bringing us the best in trading strategies and techniques. And until next time, make today your bitch. Seriously, don't fuck it up. Smack it around. It's yours. Own that shit. Cut.
Recording stopped.
Have you gotten wrecked in the crypto market space or watched your crypto portfolio go all the way up and then all the way down without taking profits? If so, it's probably because you didn't have an exit plan. The good news is that doesn't need to happen anymore thanks to a new and innovative crypto tracker called Merlin. It's the smartest way to track your crypto. Merlin brings all your coins into one place so you can see all your assets across the different exchanges on one screen. You can see your total portfolio value and, more importantly, your daily gains, losses, and totals since inception. Merlin puts the power back in your hands so you no longer have to guess what your portfolio is doing on a daily or monthly basis. Most importantly, Merlin lets you create an exit plan and send you notifications when your targets are reached so you no longer have to get wrecked in the marketplace. Go to merlincrypto.com, that's merlincrypto.com, and sign up for our free 30-day trial and get on the wait list so you can receive an email when the product is launched. Don't miss out on this new and innovative app, Merlin. It's the smartest way to track your crypto.